Hey, hello, welcome back. I'm glad you could join me today on our maiden voyage of my new mission, which is using my spiritual gifts and my artistic gifts to further propel the ministry of Jesus Christ, to fulfill the Great Commission placed upon all of us at the Last Supper, which was go and make disciples, go and spread the good news. That's what I want to do. And I hope that my artwork can partner with that and push the gospel forward. So today, this painting you're looking at, yes, it's a tree. And yes, it's an idea of security and comfort and protection. But it comes from two core passages that we will look into today. Let's take a look at those passages right now. The first is John 4:14. John 4:14. And he says this: Jesus answered, anyone who drinks this water will be thirsty again. But anyone who drinks the water that I give him will never thirst again. Indeed, the water I give them will become a spring of living water for eternal life. Now, this is John 4:14, and it's actually a shorter excerpt from a greater story in John 4. It's a story of the woman at the well, the Samaritan woman at the well. Now, Samaritans and Jews were not social friends. They were considered enemies. Both societies had great disdain for one another. So the very fact that Jesus meets a woman from Samaria at the well, and she recognizes him as a Jew, and he asks for a drink of water, she's reluctant to oblige, because why would a Jew be showing her kindness when she's been programmed most of her life to hate, to hate the Jewish society? And vice versa, she believes that the Jewish society hates them as Samaritans. But Jesus says to her, if you knew who I was, you would be you asking me for a drink of water. This living water that I give, that becomes a wellspring within whoever drinks it, that you'll never be thirsty again. That this water here, though this well is inviting and promising, drinking from this well will only bring you back to drink more. But if you consider yourself in this painting, coming to get a drink from the well and being approached by Jesus, who offers you this living water, this transformative, life-giving water that you'll never thirst again. In the text, he's being metaphoric, but we can apply it to our lives. Think of the things, and I include myself in this because I believe in being transparent. Think of the things that you use to quench your thirst. Is it money? Is it security? Is it emotional shopping? Is it binge watching TV? Is it fill in the blank, whatever you're using to try and quench the thirst that you're still left with at the end of the day? Well, Jesus promises a drink of his water, his living water. You'll never thirst again. It satisfies, it enriches, it gives life. It doesn't leave you needing more just minutes after you've had some. It doesn't leave you with the need to try and find the next thing. This living water that he gives is enough to fulfill and sustain. Now, hold on to that. Just hold on to that, put it over here. We're going to mix this later on. Let's add to that our second core passage, going down this time to the Gospel of Matthew. Okay, Gospel of Matthew. This is a detail taken from the Sermon on the Mount. Now, regardless of where you are with your understanding of God or Jesus or faith, at some level, everyone has heard of some key things like the feeding of the 5,000, the resurrection, the birth of Jesus, and his most famous sermon of all his ministry, the one that actually was inaugural to his ministry, the Sermon on the Mount. Okay, within the Sermon on the Mount, Jesus is mentioning a number of different abstract ideas, and here's one that he gives. He says, "Come to me, all who are weary and burdened and heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you, for my burden is easy. I am gentle and I am humble in heart. Learn from me, and you will find rest for your souls. My yoke is easy and my burden is light." There's a lot there. Let's break that down and unpack this. Come to me, all who are weary and heavy laden. Well, who of us is not weary and heavy laden? It doesn't have to be the physical manifestation of heavy, toilsome work that leaves you drained. Anything can leave you weary and heavy laden. You could be working a job as a service worker, as a doctor, as a nurse, where you're constantly pouring yourself out. So at the end of the day, you're weary, you're heavy laden. You've given yourself to take on the burdens and needs of others. That's exhausting. That takes a lot. Or it could be worry. It could be sadness, sorrow, worry, anger, regret. Fill in the blank of any smothering, choking, exasperating emotion, burdening your mind, absorbing your mind, that creates within you this feeling of being heavily burdened, heavily laden, to the point it tires you out. It's weary. You carry it. People can see that you're tired, that you're weary. It's wearing on you. Jesus invites you. Come to me. I will give you rest. For my burden is light, and I'm gentle and I'm humble in heart. He doesn't have heavy things to give you. He doesn't have complicated, complex, troublesome things to place upon you. Jesus has unconditional love, probably the greatest love that the world has ever seen. His gospel, his message of love is the greatest message the world has been ever given, but yet it's the most complicated that people try to share. Jesus says later, he says, I have come to give the good news. I've come to rescue prisoners, to set them free, to give them the good news of the coming kingdom of God. This painting I've created, this tree with this well down here, I'm trying to put all this together into one place that it invites you in. These stairs are humble in heart, humble in nature, replicating Jesus's humble heart, his humble nature. His burden is light, his yoke is easy. This path to this well is easy. It's inviting. The light coming out, representing Jesus as the light of the world. John quotes him as the light of men, the light of the world. This light, this metaphoric light that's here, it's inviting. It's Jesus inviting you to come lay your burdens. All who are heavy laden, weary, tired, place your burden with me. I will give you rest. Let's go back and pick up that text from John we laid down to the side. Let's stitch this all together now. John 4:14 and now Matthew 11. Let's put it together. John 4. Everyone who drinks of the water that I will give them shall never thirst again, but those who drink of this water will continue to be thirsty. I suppose it's sort of contradictory. I've made this beautiful, attractive, alluring well, but I don't want you to drink from this. I want you to encounter Jesus as he approaches you next to it. This invitation, this easy path. Come to me. I will give you rest. This water that I give you, this living water, it will create a wellspring within you. And those who drink the water that I give them will never be thirsty again. Come to me. I will give you rest. For my burden is light and my yoke is easy. Friends, if this is the first time you're hearing this and this is overwhelming to you, I get it. I understand. But our time on this planet is short. I'm 51 years old. I don't know if I'm going to see 51 and the next day tomorrow. Every day that the Lord puts breath in my chest is another chance for me to complete the commission put upon me. The same that Jesus had. He's come to give good news to the prisoners, to give sight to the blind, to give hearing to the deaf, to set the captives free. Go and create disciples. Go and spread the good news. Every day that I am not doing that, I'm wasting a day that I've been given on this earth. And not another day can pass that I miss that opportunity. And not another day can pass that we together can't work to be evangelistic in a partnership together. You can share this video with somebody else. If this spoke to you, or you believe this would speak to someone else is on your heart, please share this. Share this. You and I, let's partner together. Let's do evangelism together. Let's bring joy and happiness and peace and salvation to the prisoners together. It's very simple. If this reached you, if this touched you, share it with somebody else. And if you're uncomfortable giving them the same message I just gave you, that's fine. You don't have to be a biblical scholar. I referenced both text passages, and they're going to be in the notes beneath the video, and they're popping up in this video. All you need to do is share it. Now, there's another way that I'm going to ask you to partner with me on this art ministry. This print that you see right here, well, this original piece you see right here called The Invitation. Or the title may change. Now I think about it, easy path, inviting path, easy yoke, something in there. If you share this, but if you feel you want to have this in your home or office and you would like to purchase a print, a reproduction of this painting, I will have a link below where you can do that. And here's what happens. Here's where we partner together. It's not just you buying this to have in your home or office where you can look upon it and think upon it and share it. On the back of this, on the back of the one that you get, on the back of the one that you buy, will be a QR barcode that when you scan with your phone, or if you're sharing this with someone who asks about it, they scan with their phone, guess what? It brings them directly to this video. They will see the same thing that you're seeing now. So so people say, well, why not put that barcode on the front? Well, if it's on the front and it's hanging on a wall, it doesn't really lend itself to be taken down off the wall, to be handed to someone, to show them as you're telling the story. With the barcode on the back, now you must take it off the wall, off your desk, and actually hand it to the person you're speaking with. Hand it to the person you're sharing with. Tell them the story I just told you. Tell them what this means for you. And what this path, what this easy yoke, what this invitation to have a relationship with Christ has done for you. And then turn it around and have them scan the barcode and have them come right here. So they can hear this and they can share it with somebody else. You see where this is going? This is reciprocal. Together, we can fulfill the Great Commission. We can give the good news, and we can go and create disciples of Christ. I thank you for watching. This is the first of many more to come. If you have any questions, any comments, leave them below, and I'll be happy to respond. If you're seeing this on Facebook, you can drop me a direct message in my DM, and I'll be happy to answer your questions there. I hope that this will prompt some of you to buy this print so we can do this art ministry together. In the meantime, may the peace of Christ be upon you. God bless.